Skull Nation, stop right now. US Bank Stadium just erupted with breaking news, and one fact is already carved in stone. $14 million. A foreigner quarterback just resurfaced in trade whispers. The general manager's job status leaked through insider channels, and Justin Jefferson's frustration hit a boiling point that has ESPN analysts saying the unthinkable. Sources confirmed it last night, and here's your first payoff. That $14 million figure, it's the exact price tag that could bring a familiar face back to Minnesota while JJ McCarthy's season crumbles. If you skull louder than you breathe and want the Packers buried in the comments, smash like and subscribe right now. We start with the quarterback reunion rumor that has the fan base split down the middle. Stay locked. There's a double cliffhanger at the end that involves Jefferson's next move. Whispers in the hallways. A name that was supposed to be forgotten. Practice squad memories from last season suddenly becoming front office conversations in December. The player? Someone who knows Kevin O'Connell's playbook. Someone who watched Sam Darnold walk and thought maybe, just maybe, there'd be a second chance. The name? Daniel Jones. And here's why this matters. Jones didn't just survive in Indianapolis, he thrived. 3,041 yards, 19 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, a 101.3 passer rating, top 5 in passing yards, 7th in QBR. And he did all of that while playing through a fractured fibula. The Colts are 8-4 and hunting a playoff spot because Daniel Jones became the quarterback the Giants never let him be. Now imagine what happens if Minnesota gets desperate. JJ McCarthy? 929 yards, 6 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 54% completion rate, 2 wins and 4 losses in 6 starts. McCarthy has battled a torn meniscus, a high ankle sprain, and a concussion. The Vikings bet everything on him being ready, and 12 games in, that bet looks catastrophic. Cody Benjamin of CBS Sports just named Minnesota a top landing spot for Jones in 2026 free agency. According to sources close to the situation, and this is a rumor, Jones' camp has already received feelers from multiple teams, but Minnesota's familiarity factor makes them a serious contender. He spent time on their practice squad, he knows the system, he knows the weapons. Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson, that's a completely different arsenal than what he had in New York. But here's the reality check. Indianapolis loves this man. The franchise tag for quarterbacks in 2026? $46 million. That's a monster number, but James Boyd of The Athletic says it's the Colts' best move to keep him. Minnesota already watched Sam Darnold throw for 4,319 yards and 35 touchdowns in 2024, then let him walk to Seattle. Now they're staring at the possibility of watching Daniel Jones thrive somewhere else while McCarthy struggles to complete half his passes. Does Minnesota make the same mistake twice? Drop your prediction below. And if you think bringing back Daniel Jones is the only way to save this season, smash that like button and let Colts fans know we're coming for their quarterback. But as wild as that sounds, the next story cuts even deeper into the heart of this organization. Because while the quarterback position burns, the man who built this roster just got a status update that has the fan base asking, is he safe or is he next? Closed door meeting, ownership, front office, silence. The question everyone's been screaming for weeks finally got an answer. Or did it? The man in question, the architect of this entire roster, the general manager who swung for the fences and might have struck out. The name? Kwesi Adofo-Mensah. And here's what just leaked. Darren Wolfson of KSTP dropped a bomb on Score North's Purple Daily that changes the entire narrative around Minnesota's future. Quote, I haven't heard any buzz, especially after the nice, lucrative extension that Kwesi signed earlier this year. I just haven't heard that they're going to cut the cord on Kwesi in January. That extension signed this year. Which means ownership already made their decision before the season collapsed. Now let's unpack what that means. Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah has been Minnesota's GM since 2022. In that time, the Vikings have had 2 seasons with at least 13 wins. He's made moves that don't get enough credit. Jordan Addison in the draft, Jonathan Greenard and Andrew Van Ginkel in free agency, the Sam Darnold reclamation project that turned into a Pro Bowl season. He signed Aaron Jones, Jalen Redmond, Harrison Phillips, Zadarius Smith, Josh Oliver, Byron Murphy, names that became foundational pieces. But he also whiffed on his first draft in 2022, and the J.J. McCarthy gamble is currently imploding in real time. Dallas Turner is starting to turn a corner on defense. Donovan Jackson has been solid when healthy.
But none of that matters if McCarthy can't play quarterback, and fans are screaming for accountability. Here's the wrinkle, though. According to sources, and this is a rumor from inside the organization, Kwesi's job security isn't just about wins and losses. It's about ownership believing in his process. The Wilfs extended him because they see a long-term vision, and one bad season with a rookie quarterback going through injury hell isn't enough to blow it all up. But if the next few weeks get uglier, if Minnesota finishes 4-13, all bets are off. Wolfson himself said, quote, "Is it on my radar? Sure." Which means it's not impossible, it's just not likely right now. The fan base is split. Half want Kwesi gone tomorrow. Half believe he deserves one more year to fix the McCarthy situation and reload the roster. Where do you stand? Comment below if you think Kwesi should stay or go. And if you believe Minnesota's front office is making the right call by keeping him, hit like and let the haters know stability matters. But while the front office navigates this storm, the biggest name on the roster just sent a message that has national analysts saying something no one wanted to hear. Because if the next story comes true, this entire rebuild could explode. Cameras caught it. Sideline frustration. A superstar visibly unhappy. Body language that screamed louder than any post-game interview. The player? The heartbeat of this offense. The reason defenses game plan differently. The man who just signed a massive extension and is now watching his prime years waste away. The name? Justin Jefferson. And here's why this is terrifying. Adam Schefter of ESPN went on Get Up Wednesday morning and said the unthinkable. Quote, "It's hard to imagine that they would trade Justin Jefferson. But then again, a year ago, I would have said it's hard to imagine the Dallas Cowboys would have traded Micah Parsons, and they did." That's Adam Schefter comparing Jefferson's situation to Micah Parsons getting dealt by Dallas. That's not speculation. That's a warning. Jefferson is on pace for career lows in every major receiving category except the 2023 season when he missed 7 games with a hamstring injury. Why? Because J.J. McCarthy can't get him the ball. Because Max Brosmer threw 4 interceptions when he got his shot. Because this offense has become unwatchable, and Jefferson is drowning in the middle of it. Kevin O'Connell addressed Jefferson's sideline demeanor in a press conference Wednesday, and his words were careful. Quote, "He obviously wants to win football games. He is as competitive as anybody I've ever been around. Nobody is accepting any sort of the outcomes that we're facing right now." That's coach speak for, yes, he's pissed and I don't blame him. Jefferson signed a 4-year extension to be the cornerstone of this franchise, and now he's watching opposing defenses laugh because they don't have to respect Minnesota's passing game. The Vikings are $36 million over the salary cap in 2026. That's not a typo. Over by $36 million, which means painful cuts are coming. And if Jefferson asks for a trade? According to sources close to the situation, and this is a rumor, multiple teams have already done preliminary homework on what it would take to acquire him. The price would be astronomical. But if Minnesota faces the choice between losing Jefferson for nothing or getting a haul of draft picks to rebuild around a new quarterback, the front office might have to listen. Bill Barnwell of ESPN wrote Thursday that McCarthy's 2025 season by era-adjusted passer rating is the 4th worst in NFL history by a quarterback with 150 pass attempts or more. 4th worst ever. That's the environment Jefferson is stuck in. Do you think Justin Jefferson will actually demand a trade? Drop your honest take below. And if you believe Minnesota would be insane to let him go, smash like and prove that Jefferson is untouchable. But the storm doesn't end here, because the next 72 hours could determine whether this franchise salvages the season or watches it all burn. 3 stories, 1 franchise, on the edge. Daniel Jones resurfacing as a reunion candidate while J.J. McCarthy's nightmare season continues. Kwesi Adofo-Mensah's job status confirmed safe for now, but with a massive asterisk hanging over the next month. And Justin Jefferson, the heartbeat of this team, visibly frustrated and triggering trade whispers from Adam Schefter himself. Minnesota didn't just stumble, they collapsed. And the next few weeks will decide whether the Vikings rebuild with dignity or blow it all up and start from scratch. Let's be clear about what's at stake. If McCarthy can't show something before the season ends, Minnesota will have no choice but to bring in veteran competition for 2026. That could be Daniel Jones. That could be a top free agent. That could even be a trade for an established starter. The J.J. McCarthy experiment has been a disaster, and pretending otherwise is delusion. He's dealt with injuries, sure, but when he's played, the results have been historically bad. 4th worst passer rating in NFL history among qualifiers. 10 interceptions in 6 starts. 2-4 record. Those aren't growing pains, those are red alerts. Meanwhile, Kwesi Adofo-Mensah gets 1 more year to prove his process works, but if 2026 looks anything like 2025, that lucrative extension won't save him. Ownership gave him a vote of confidence, but confidence expires fast in the NFL. And Justin Jefferson, if he asks out, the entire foundation crumbles. Losing Jefferson would set this franchise back 5 years minimum. You don't replace generational talent, you just don't. But if McCarthy can't play quarterback and the Vikings keep wasting Jefferson's prime, can you blame him for wanting out? The Packers are laughing right now. The Lions are running away with the division. The Bears are rebuilding with hope. And Minnesota? Minnesota is stuck in purgatory with a $36 million cap deficit, a broken quarterback situation, and a superstar who might not want to be here anymore. Here's what I need from Skull Nation. 1. Smash that like if you believe Minnesota can still turn this around and salvage something from this disaster. 2. Drop a comment with your boldest take. Should the Vikings go all in on Daniel Jones, stick with McCarthy, or trade for a veteran like Russell Wilson or Ryan Tannehill? And should Kwesi stay or go? 3. Subscribe, because every single subscriber makes Packers fans miserable, and we're going to dominate the NFC North again. It's just a matter of when. But here's the cliffhanger, and it's a double. First, internally. Justin Jefferson's camp has been silent publicly, but sources say, and this is a rumor, he's having private conversations with teammates about what it would take for him to commit long-term. That could mean demanding changes in the front office, demanding a new quarterback, or demanding out. The answer could come in the next 48 hours. And externally, the Packers just cleared cap space and are targeting the exact same veteran quarterbacks Minnesota is looking at. If Green Bay signs the right guy and Minnesota strikes out, the division is over for the next 3 years. Plus, there's another rumor floating. A Vikings defensive captain called a players-only meeting last week, no coaches allowed, and what was said could either unite this locker room or fracture it completely. That story drops next. Skull Nation, the battle is here. The rebuild is now. Hit subscribe, stay locked, and let's remind the entire league that Minnesota doesn't quit. We ride together. See you in the next war.